I think T-Mobile does one of the best spreads, the best productions when it comes to earnings. I mean, they are the uncarrier, so they are going to do it differently, and they're going to do it quite very differently versus Verizon and AT&T. So overall, they beat on EPS by about 16%, with a slight miss on revenue. Now they did beat on consensus expectations on postpaid net additions, postpaid net customer additions, high-speed internet, EBITDA, and adjusted cash flow. So the company's doing great. And hey, we have a guest. How about that?
Yeah, Mr. Laco just wanted to say hi. Broadcom's head of their mainframe software division. So he's rolling in, saying hi, and interrupting your flow.
How about that? Hey, we haven't had a guest pop in since Pat G at Mobile World Congress, but it's great to see 6.5 customers out there. And Dan, it's too bad that the 6.5 isn't there right now, but we are in spirit. The 5 is there. Nice.
The 6.5 will be doing a summit recording here today with Greg. So this 6.5 summit, which, by the way, you better have signed up for. It's going. But I'll let you keep going because I know we're both running long here.
Yeah, but no, overall, I mean, the company did great. The one thing I really would like to see from T-Mobile is hey, can you talk a little bit about T-Mobile for Business? As we've seen with Google, even though Google Cloud is, particularly in the beginning, was such a small part of their business, Google still talked about them, and particularly over the last year. So I would love to know how T-Mobile for Business is doing. And right now, based on the earnings, we have no idea. I know I like the T-Mobile for Business strategy. I like many of the services that they brought out, but I don't think it elicits confidence to just not talk about it. Now, I totally understand that the size might be small, but I feel like earnings have really turned into a lot more than just big time company analysts. I mean, you have retail investors, you have industry analysts tracking what they did, but quite frankly, they've been doing great. They've been trucking the competition. In fact, Mike Sievert came right out and said, called out AT&T for a statement that it made on its earnings call about having the lowest postpaid phone churn in the industry, yet their customers reporting that they're 50% more likely to switch than Verizon or T-Mobile. Uwe Valtsen, right, the new CTO, also veteran of the 6.5 summit twice, made a little bit of a cameo appearance that I thought was nice. Another thing that they pointed out that, hey, we're T-Mobile, we're making all of this progress, but we're spending 60% less in advertising than Verizon. I love, the competitive flex here, kind of turning up the contrast ratio. There was one paragraph that I'm going to read verbatim about T-Mobile for Business that Mike said. He was talking about churn and net adds. He said, a perfect example of this, T-Mobile for Business, where we just posted one of our highest ever phone net add quarter in Q1 with the lowest business phone churn in our history. We are profitably taking share with more business account net adds and more business phone net adds than Verizon in the quarter. I love the, Dan, we were talking a little bit about competition related to Google search and Bing. I mean, T-Mobile is the absolute poster child for what happens when you have a lot of really good competition out there and it can just churn it, because they are giving T-Mobile, they're giving Verizon and AT&T absolute headaches.
Yeah, you covered this one really, really well, Pat. So I'll just add that, I think T-Mobile continues to be the disruptor. What I like about them most is even now that they're now the leader, they
Yeah.
continue to play disruptor. And I think that's really kind of a DNA thing. And it was started with John Legere. It's transferred to Mr. Sievert in his leadership role. And I think that's why the company continues to compete. Some of the growth in things like high-speed internet and beyond just phone handsets has been really good. And, I think one of the things that people really, if they are tracking the company, paying attention, is that business opportunity. The T-Mobile for Business, you got lots of impact with 5G as it turns from this consumer handset thing to a business productivity, connectivity, and security tool. T-Mobile is very well positioned, has a lot of spectrum, has done a good job of building a platform, and now there's a lot of upside